What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Realistic Rumor of the Wrexham. This is episode number 30, and we're hitting a slight rough patch in season 2 with Wrexham. After a really strong start in League 1, we've only won one of our last 6 league games. We also eventually lost our unbeaten away record, losing at the Madejski Stadium. Reading handed us our first away defeat of the league season. The 10th for 10th, I thought we did really well to go 9 unbeaten away from home. But as you see the league table there, we are in 4th. 4 points clear of those outside the playoffs, but also 5 adrift of Blackpool in 2nd and 12 adrift of Rotherham at the top. They are flying right now. So we're hitting a little bit of a rough patch. Like I said, only 1 win in our last 6. We look to bounce back today. But before we get into league action, we're in the FA Cup and facing a familiar foe in Notts County. As we look at the objectives here, the board want us to reach the round of 16, so we're only a couple wins away from that, and this being the second round, we're only 1 win away from potentially facing one of the big boys. And as you may know, Wrexham have a history of giant killing in this competition. None more famous than when they beat league winners Arsenal at the racecourse back in 1992 in the FA Cup. That was a fantastic day for Wrexham in their history books. In more recent times, they beat Championship side Coventry back in the 22-23 season when they were in a non-league, before playing out a cracking couple of games against Sheffield United, where they were moments away from knocking out the side who were then top of the Championship and head into the Premier League. I remember watching that game, and they were just moments away. They conceded a 94th, 95th minute equaliser at the racecourse, and then they lost in injury time in the replay. But I'd love to emulate some sort of big result for Wrexham, and hopefully we can do that today. First off, though, we have to beat Notts County at the racecourse, and well, we've got recent history with them in real life. Wrexham do, as well as in the game. Of course, in real life last season, both these teams smashed the National League record for points in a season. They both surpassed way over 100 points. Obviously, only one team could go up automatically, which I personally think needs to be changed. I think it should be 2 up automatically. When you got the quality of Wrexham and Notts County, it would have been criminal that Notts County didn't go up. Thankfully, they did go up in the playoffs, and they went up into League 2. In the game, we went up last season as well, so back-to-back promotions. We're now in League 1. Notts County were battling for playoffs, but they couldn't make it, and they're actually struggling in League 2 at the moment. They're just sat down in 11th, I think it was, when we looked at the table. So not doing incredibly well this season, but it still will be a tough game between two sides who have a lot of history. Well, we would make plenty of changes for this one, rotating the side massively, but it would be one of the regulars, Elliot Lee, who would give us an early lead, a fantastic finish from the cam, before Andy Cannon would actually hit his shot off the bar. A really good effort from him, but the shot rebounded out and we couldn't score the rebound. And then Macaulay Langstaff, the guy who is an absolute goal machine, he broke the record for the National League, most goals in a National League season, and that he did that without scoring a penalty as well. This guy is good. He comes up against Lloyd, though, and Lloyd, the other Lloyd, Bryn Lloyd, makes a great save to keep his clean sheet intact. And then one of the Youth Academy graduates, Ryan Morris, would grab a goal. He had a big impact off the bench in the last episode, looking to potentially earn a starting place. I haven't been convinced more so by Bolton than Bennett. Bennett's been pretty decent, but Bolton has gone missing in some games. So that right mid position is definitely up for grabs for Morris if he wants it. He does his case really good justice here, scoring a nice volleyed goal from a really good counter-attack, actually. And we have a 2-0 lead. And then, interestingly enough as well, Notts County made 2 subs before half-time, and they were on separate occasions as well. So the gaffer made 1 sub, and then about 5 minutes later made another sub. So before the half-time break, County had made 2 changes already. Clearly not happy. We're going into the second half, and, well, Bryn Lloyd again with a fantastic save down low to his feet, denying County any chance back into this game. You would have seen as well, Ryan Morris had a brilliant chance early in the second half for the 1-on-1, but his shot went wide. And then Matt Palmer, I mean, not really sure this was a red card, to be honest, but he gets his marching orders, and the visitors are down to 10 men. Sort of just mistimes the tackle, almost tackles him with his head or his shoulders. Not really sure what that was about. The referee deems it serious foul play, and he gives him his marching orders, and that would be that. We would see this game out, a big win against a recent rival in Notts County, and we secure our place in the third round of the FA Cup. Really nice confidence booster to start off the episode after our shaky form in the league. It's nice to get a win under our belt and hope that we can build on that going into the rest of the episode, where we will face two sides that are struggling right now. Lincoln and Stevenage both down in the bottom 5, so hopefully that confidence boosting can continue. Well, talk about confidence boosting. I know that we're in a bit of a slump right now, but Hayden has come out and said that the vibe in the changing room isn't good right now, which is not really what you want to hear. I mean, he comes to us and says, like, look, the club's a bit worried, the lads are sorry that they're worried that the club's not meeting their demands. I mean, in terms of the board objectives, we're meeting a lot of the demands already. But I feel like, we're 5th in a new league. I think we're doing quite well. Yeah, we're hitting a bit of a rough patch, but that's expected for everyone. You can't just smash and win every game. But, fair enough. If that's how you feel, it's my job to fix that and to have them feeling good about themselves again. So what a great chance to do that against Lincoln, who are just outside the relegation zone. We look to grab a win, which could push us back up into second after Blackpool and Derby both drew. We're back to our recognised 11 as well, so I'm expecting a win here. I want a response from the team. Well, Lincoln at just 13 minutes in would grab the opening goal. Again, Lloyd beaten at the near post. That's becoming a regular theme, not one that I'm wanting. And House grabs the opener, and the Imps would grab the opening goal. And then on the stroke of half-time, Brown breaks into the box, and the left back again beats Lloyd at the near post. This one should not be going in on my books. And on the stroke of half-time to go 2-0 down is rough. It's very, very rough. And it's just such a big blow when you go down, when you concede just on the stroke of half-time. And, well, I had to go drastic, and at half-time we go to a 4-2-2, Pritchard and Lee, the two cams, Bradshaw coming on to partner Mullin up top. But just 5 minutes into the second half, before I could even really implement the team and the new formation, House would grab his second goal of the game and his 5th of the season, and we were 3-0 down to 20th place Lincoln. Really, really poor showing. However, after conceding that third goal, we did respond exactly how you would expect. Elliot Lee into Paul Mullin, and the league top scorer grabs his 22nd of the season, and we're back to within 2 with plenty of time to play. We control the ball, control the chances. Evans into Lee, into Pritchard. This was a really good chance, and I should have taken a touch here in hindsight. If that had gone in 25 minutes on the clock, we would have had a great chance to equalise. It didn't go in. The keeper made a really good save, and despite Mullin scoring here, but it was offside. It was a really good finish, actually. We could not work our way back into this one. I really do like the offside animations they have now, because the offsides were so ambiguous on the last game. Like they were just called offside, and the angles they gave were not clear at all. This is really, really clear, and I really love the animation they have for this one. Unfortunately, I don't like the result of it, that our goal didn't count. But unfortunately, I felt like that was a bit of a sucker blow, that one going in but not counting. And then Lincoln actually nearly added to their lead later on. House hitting the post, denied for his hat trick. And do you know what? Fair play to Lincoln. They smashed us in the first half. Got their goals when they were on top. Beat Lloyd at the near post. They identified his weakness. And they come away with 3 huge points, a team that are in a relegation battle right now. And for us, it's now 1 league win in 7, and we're down to 5th. And the gap to those top 2 spaces just continues to grow. 6 points now adrift of second, and I think 13 adrift of top spot. Bit concerning for sure, as a couple of players come to us. Pritchard says that he's happy to play anywhere, and then Bryn Lloyd has actually been causing a bit of a ruckus. I mean, he keeps complaining that he's not playing, but I thought as a youth academy goalkeeper, you should just be happy to be a rotation keeper. Maybe it's because it's his brother that's replacing him in goal, I don't know. But Nathan is my number 1 for now. Bryn is the backup, that's for sure. Although Bryn is the only Lloyd with a clean sheet in like the last 5 or 6 games. He got us that clean sheet in the cup. So let me know in the comments, actually. Do you think I should drop one brother for the other? Should I play Bryn instead of Nathan? Let me know in the comments. As we head into the third and final game, as we look again to respond, it is Stevenage on the road We lost our unbeaten road records in the last episode against Reading. We look to bounce back and beat the side, who are third bottom right now. 22 points for the team in 22nd place. Once again, we are favourites. 2 changes as well, both in midfield. Cannon and O'Connor in for Belaber, and Evans, who have been playing a lot recently and are very, very tired indeed. Well, just 15 minutes in, it would be the hosts that would create the first opening. Reed breaking into the box before the shot. Well, Presley actually can't get a shot underway and it is cleared away. But Stevenage would come again, and if it wasn't for Lloyd's quick reactions and being fast off his line, then we would be a goal down. But under pressure from his brother saying that he wants the position, Nathan is stepping up and showing why he is our number one at the moment. And then we would go down the other end, and actually against the run of play, Paul Mullen would give us a 1-0 lead. How many times have we said that this season? Elliot Lee again with the assist. The keeper should do better here. He gets a firm hand to it, but he can only palm it into the corner. So we take a 1-0 lead against the run of play. But if you're scoring when you're not on top, that's when you know you're doing something good. And Paul Mullen grabs his 23rd goal in 22 games. Well, Lloyd again called into action. Normal play would resume and Stevenage would be on top. Honestly, you could, if you had to tell which team was in the playoffs and which team was in the relegation zone, you would think it was vice versa, because Stevenage were brilliant in this game. Presley grabs a deserved equaliser. Nathan Lloyd could only keep them out for so long. And just before half-time, he grabs a goal. Again, conceding just before half-time is such a sucker punch. We're going into the second half, and again, we were just poor. Not creating too much. Stevenage looking the likelier to score. Lloyd forced into a good save before a shot goes just wide. And that would be that. Full time, and it's a disappointing point taken away from a relegation contender in Stevenage. And to be honest, we're lucky to get a point in this game, because Stevenage were brilliant and we were so poor. I think in the January transfer window, we need to look at some midfielders, because our rotation is poor in a couple of areas, but midfield in particular. When Belaber and Evans aren't playing, we lose that control midfield massively. Cannon and O'Connor just aren't up to scratch, and I need some creativity in the midfield. So hopefully we can find some maybe free agents or some cheap deals, because we don't have too much money at the moment. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments, of course. As you see, that defeat drops us down to 6th. Now we are just in the playoffs, but it's 1 league win in the last 8. Time for concern, maybe a little bit. As we get an approach here from Turkey for Thomas O'Connor, who is on the transfer list, but I won't be sending him to Turkey as that is an unrealistic destination for him. And then Tom Bradshaw says that, look, if I don't start playing, I'm going to have to leave. And that's fair enough, because I actually think that he hasn't been given as much game time as he should. But when Paul Mullen is on fire, there's not much more I can do. As we see here, I mean, another issue that we're going to have to tackle is players' contracts are running out in 6 months' time. So some players will be able to leave on a free. And Connor, well, we spoke about the offer from Turkey. He actually accepts it because it was on a pre-existing contract. So they want to sign him for free. He is going to be heading to Turkey in the summer. So fair enough, O'Connor. We don't get any fee for him, and we'll have to now replace him. Well, you would have seen the FA Cup third round draw, and we wanted a big boy, and we got them. Leicester away, the Foxes, who won the championship last season after getting relegated shockingly the season before. They are back in the Premier League now, and that is going to be a really good time. Very excited for that one. That will be coming up in a few episodes' time. But that will be it for today's episode 30. I hope you're enjoying this series. Of course, if you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments. If you haven't already, check out the Patreon. The link is in the bio. And I can't wait to see you in episode 31 very soon.